Hi everyone. So finally managed to sit down and find the quiet space to record this little instructional video for you for the Essene bridal chamber healing ritual. So the way this prayer works, we use this for, you can use it to heal physical issues like health issues, emotional issues, a situation or an experience you're going through, anything anything that you're going through, whether that be health, relationship, whatever it is. And the way we do it, we're basically, it's to do with manifesting. It's about manifesting and birthing out into the universe. And we're using it's like a full body prayer, so we're using certain body movements along with certain Aramaic words, which I'll explain which each one is, so you know the vibration that you're bringing in when you're doing it. But first, I want to teach you how we connect how we connect. Now, with the Essenes, with all these great teachings, everything always resides in the breath. But you remember, we're going back into, when we're working with these prayers, we're going back to the times of ancient Egypt, of the Essenes. So it's over 2,000 years ago. And they knew the power of the breath. The breath is the way that we connect to the inner and outer God, universe, whatever it is you want to label it. And that's how they viewed it, as a very powerful connection or bridge. They used to call it the bridge to God. It's a bridge between this physical vessel, our spirit, and God or the universe. So when we're breathing, we use two Aramaic words. Now, what you've got to understand with Aramaic, it isn't like our English language. It isn't one that can, like, we have words and it means a certain thing. With Aramaic, it's a tonal, vibrational language. And actually, when you sit with a word, as you learn more about this word and you sit with it and work with it, it actually grows and evolves with you. With Aramaic, a certain word, they have like root words within a word itself. So that will change depending on what words are put around it, how it's spoken, with what other words are put with it. So it's a very complex, it's a language that has to be felt rather than fully grasped with the mind. I think it was on the workshop I did with Lars, where he said that Aramaic is the language given by the angels to commune with God, because it sings, it's tonal, vibrational. So I'll teach you some of the meanings behind what we're going to be doing, the words we're using, so that when you're intoning and speaking the word, you understand what energy is behind the word, because it's very important to understand the energy that's behind it as we're speaking it and doing the body movement with it as well. So when we're resting in the breath, you want to do the deep belly breath. So it's where you're breathing in and the belly is inflating like a balloon, and when you're breathing out, the belly deflates. So you're breathing in and you're breathing really deep down. So it's not shallow and up here, which is where most of us breathe into the chest. We're trying to get this down into the belly. So it's real deep belly breathing. And when we breathe in, we don't have to say the words. You can, if you can speak whilst you're breathing in, then by all means go for it. But it's ones that you're going to be saying in your mind as you're breathing. And when you breathe in, you're going to be saying Ruka da Kucha. Ruka da Kucha. Ruka da Kucha. Ruka da Kucha. So that's on the in-breath. Ruka da Kucha on the in-breath. Ruka da Kucha, when you break it down, it actually means Holy Spirit, holy breath, but it is like Holy Spirit. So you're breathing in Holy Spirit. Ruka da Kucha. When you breathe out, you're going to be breathing out Malkuta Dashmaya. Malkuta Dashmaya. Malkuta Dashmaya. So you breathe in Ruka da Kucha. breathe out, Malkuta Dashmaya. Malkuta Dashmaya, it means kingdom, queendom of heaven, is what that means. So you're breathing in, Holy Spirit, breathing out, kingdom of heaven, queendom of heaven, whichever way you want to say it, but it's the same thing. There's no gender specific when they say Malkuta. It means a fertile ground, queendom, kingdom. And Dashmaya is like heavenly, divine. So yeah, Holy Spirit, kingdom of heaven. And if you can't grasp the Aramaic to start off with, then you can actually breathe in, Holy Spirit, breathe out, kingdom of heaven. Breathe in, Holy Spirit, breathe out, kingdom of heaven. You can actually do, you can do that too. So, Ruka te kucha, Malkuta Dashmaya. Ruka te kucha, Malkuta Dashmaya. Ruka te kucha, Malkuta Dashmaya. And we rest in that breath. So breathing in, Holy Spirit, breathing out, kingdom of heaven. And we rest in that breath until we feel relaxed, connected. And whilst we're breathing and reciting those words, we start to visualize the six-pointed star, or the Merkaba, above us and below. So at the base chakra, or the earth star and the soul star points. And we're visualizing the six-pointed star, but in its 3D form, so the Merkaba, because that's the vehicle by which we can astral travel or astral project, whichever way you want to look at it. But it's in the Merkaba, it's the light body. So we're visualizing the Merkaba at the soul star and the earth star point. So that's up here at the crown, and you can't see, but just down below the base chakra. So down by your bottom, or the bottom of your spine, yoni, around that area, so below. So you're visualizing those 2 points, and when you're breathing, you're seeing the light streaming between the two as you're breathing, because you're bringing in Holy Spirit and creating heaven on earth, kingdom of heaven. Holy Spirit, kingdom of heaven. We're bringing heaven and bringing it into earth. Heaven on earth, heaven on earth. And so you're seeing this light up, down, flowing fully. Once you're rested in that breath and you feel that connection, what you're then going to do is we're then going to go into what the prayer is. And the way it works is, so it's a bridal chamber ritual, so you know it's going to include the feminine and the masculine. So the left hand is going to come across, as we do this, you're going to say something. So don't do it now, listen to the video, and then you can go back and practice. But basically the left hand, which is our feminine, is going to reach over, and she's going to hold the masculine. So she's going to hold the right shoulder. But as we do that, the word that you're going to say is Sera. So we literally say Sera. And we hold as we do that. Now Sera comes from the word seraphim, which is the highest of angels. It's the feminine principle. It's what was seen in Aramaic. It is the highest of high, but it represents the divine feminine. So we say Sera, which is interesting when you look in the biblical and Gnostic text about the power of the name Sarah. So Sera. Then with the right hand, which is our masculine, the right hand is going to come across and reach for the left shoulder, because the masculine is going to embrace the feminine. And as we do that, we say the word Sedok. 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 Sedok is an Aramaic word, a root word, and it comes from the order of Melchizedek, which is a very, very ancient holy order. And when you go into that order, you will see there's all of the different manifestations of the Messiah, the Buddha, you name it. They all come from the lineage of Melchizedek, the order of Melchizedek. And it is seen as knightly, kingly. It is the divine masculine. So, Sera, Sedok. Once we reach this point, if you look at where my arms are crossed, they cross in front of the heart. Now the heart is like the bridal chamber. We've got the feminine, masculine, so they meet in the heart center. So this is why it's called the bridal chamber ritual, because you have masculine and feminine meeting at the heart center, meeting in divine union. What we do from this place is, so as we're breathing, so we've said Sera, Sedok, and we stay in the breath. Breathing, breathing. And we're now starting to visualize through the third eye and the heart. So as we're breathing, we're visualizing, but we're holding it here in the heart center. And you're visualizing what it is you want to heal. So if it's a physical condition, you're going to visualize, you're not going to see it as illness, you're going to see it in its whole healed state. So you're going to see it in its final outcome. So if it's yourself, you're going to see yourself happy, vibrant, healthy, joyful. I did this before with my gallbladder, and I could visualize it and see it as healthy. There was no pain. I could see myself smiling, joyful, very happy. And whatever the situation is, you're visualizing the final outcome, and you're really holding that intention. So as you're breathing, and we've got the bridal chamber going on, we're breathing, we're visualizing, we'll bring it down into the bridal chamber. Breathing, we're manifesting it, and you can almost see it growing in a sphere of light when you're in this position, and you're breathing and you're visualizing. Now once you get to a point where you can really see it and feel it, what you're going to do is we're going to release this out into the universe to be manifest. Be very careful what it is you're manifesting or what it is you're desiring to manifest, because this is powerful. So make sure you're very focused and very centered on what it is you're sending out. So we're building this up here. And then when you're ready to release this out to the universe, you're literally going to open your arms out. And as you open your arms out, you're going to say the word Seiti. 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 So from that position, Seiti. And as you do it, as you say that word, you're going to visualize what it is you've manifested literally being taken out to the universe. Now the word Seiti is Aramaic, and the Seitis were a secret order within the Essenes. It was a very secret, special order within the Essenes, and which were called the Seitis. And Seiti means the highest form of servitude that's physically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally possible. It is someone that has handed themselves over so fully to serve the will of the universe, the will of God, the will of, the divine, whatever you want to call it, that they no longer exist. They are there to serve. So Seiti means, I am but your humble servant. So as you're sending this out to be manifested, you're basically surrendering and saying, I am your humble servant. I trust, I surrender. We're sending it out. And you'll stay in that position, resting in the breath, allowing all the energy to come out into that vision that's going to be manifested. And then when you feel like that's complete, you're going to bring it back home to the heart. So we're going to come back to the heart center. And as you do that, you're going to say the word Shem. 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 Now Shem is a root word. It's used in a lot of words in Aramaic, but the vibration and the energy behind Shem it's the God within. It's the all-pervading luminescence light that permeates the whole of creation. So it flows through and is everything. When we connect using the breath, the Ruka Dukucha, when we use Ruka Dukucha to connect to Shem, we're connecting to the inner and the outer God. It is this essence that literally permeates the whole of creation, Shem. So we're bringing that back to the home, to the God within. So it's the feminines holding the masculines holding the feminine. We create together in divine union in the bridal chamber. Here is where our creation is going to be manifested and then birthed in complete trust and surrender to the universe, knowing that this will be done. Thy will be done. Send it out. We come back to the heart and we give thanks to the God within and without. And we just end with Amen. Amen. In actual fact, it's interesting that we always end a prayer with Amen, because back in the days where Yeshua was preaching to people or out teaching, Amen, it actually means, it's a very powerful way of saying, hear me, hear me. What I'm about to say is very important. So he would actually say it at the beginning. He would be like, Amen, Amen, which means, hear me, people, hear me. What I'm about to say is important. But we use it nowadays at the end of a prayer, which I guess is fine, because we're still saying, hear me, hear me. What I've said is important. But that's what it means. It means, hear me. What I'm about to say or what I've said is very important. So we just end with the Amen. Amen. So that's it. So you're going to rest in the, just to run over it again for you, you're going to rest in the breath and you're going to breathe. Ruka te kucha, malkuta dashmaya. Ruka te kucha, malkuta dashmaya. And you're going to rest in that breath whilst visualizing the 6-pointed star, top and bottom. The breath, we're bringing heaven into earth. Heaven into earth. When you're rested and ready, the left hand's going to embrace the right shoulder. Feminine's going to embrace the masculine. Sera. Masculine embrace the feminine. Sadok. We're going to use the bridal chamber to create and get ready to birth what it is we're desiring. So you're going to breathe, visualize the third eye, bringing it down to the heart center, creating, birthing it into life. And when we're ready to birth it into life and surrender it to the universe from here, Seiti, send it out in absolute surrender and trust and servitude. And then we bring it back to the heart, Shem. And when you feel like it's complete, Amen. Any questions? Let me know. I'm also going to share, once I've shared this into the group, I will share the video snippet that we did of the recording in the church, which is just the three of us. It holds a transmission, an energy transmission, which you'll feel. So when you've listened to this instructional video, I'll then post the other one in where you see the three of us holding the energy